the only way up there? I've seen smoother washboards.
We could have gone by way of Yuba Trail, but it makes this look like a big city street. Just like in the war, son. The bullet that misses you ain't the one to worry about.
Thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Barkley. It's all here, boss. 6,000.
Put it in the bank. Gentlemen, I propose a toast to Carter's success.
Yeah, I'll drink to that. Now, I got an idea for a toast. Huh? To the Marquis, right? For figuring out how to save the mines. Hmm?
I don't see why not.
Just keep thinking of all the things you can buy when we get back.
We already got it spent. 200 acres of choice bottomland. Back in town, it kind of looked like you had plans, too.
There's ways of being a drifter besides moving from place to place. I figure I've found me an answer.
Them poor fellas, huh? Sure puts a man in need of a drink, don't it? Thank you. Thank you.
I suggest we increase our offer. $3,000 per man.
$3,000.
I will put up the difference from my own money.
One thing, I doubt very much you find one drop of nitro within 100 miles.
Not correct, Mr. Barkley. There are 10 gallons being mixed right now. I wired San Francisco. The railroad is giving us fullest cooperation. A special train will have it here by 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's it, boys. 3,000 a man. Now, you'll never get a better payday. Just step up. Boys, think about it. Now, you won't get many offers like that.
Thank you. I will find men.
You got one man. Me. 3,000. Well, you know what that'd make me? Marquis, please.
That's your answer, Toby. You ain't worth the nitro it would take to blow you up.
That's enough, Rogers.
3,000, you change your tune. You crawl to me. All of you.
I got trouble, boys.
What's the matter, Mac?
My farm's burned, everything.
What are you talking about? Your farm is miles from the fire.
Not anymore. The wind shifted. It isn't just Granite City now. Fire's on its way to Stockton.
A fellow once told me that it only took 28 pounds of pressure to make nitro blow up. It's more than that right there.
$155 degrees, 3 minutes. That'll set it off. About that much in a bottle. I'd say that's about a pint. Flatten this whole building. 10 gallons have to be toted right up next to that fire.
That same fella told me he'd seen nitro go off a cliff and not blow up. At the same time, he'd seen it go off for no reason at all.
Well, I've heard people talk about the Barkley luck. Let's hope they're right.
Nitroglycerine? What am I going to say to Mrs. Barkley? Miss Audra?
You're not going to say anything. The less they know about this, the better.
No sense getting them worried, too.
What are you asking me to do? Worry all by myself?
Well, now, you're not going to be worrying all by yourself.
But they're going to ask me about you. What am I going to tell them?
Just tell them we're staying in town overnight.
Mr. Heath, you know I can't look Mrs. Barkley in the eye and lie.
But you won't be lying, Silas, because we are staying in town all night, aren't we?
You sure this is what you got to do?
Now, you go on back to the ranch. It'll be safe. The fire can't jump the river.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. Don't like it.
You don't like it?
Well, guess maybe we better think about getting some equipment together.
Well, now, the first thing would be horses. Horses that aren't fire shy. I think the best place to find them would be down at the fire station. I'll look into it right away.
What about a wagon?
Well, your smoothest ride would be a stagecoach.
I know something smoother if you fellas aren't superstitious.
What?
Beckett's new hearse.
What?
A hearse?
Thinking about those special-built springs. He had that hearse custom-made in St. Louis. Claims it gives the smoothest ride in town.
You're talking about his pride and joy. You'll never get that away from him. He'd sooner let his wife tote that nitro on her back.
Maybe I can talk him out of it.
He's right, Nick. That's what we need. I'm gonna go over to the office for a little while.
Office?
Yeah, I better get our personal affairs in order. We don't want to leave Mother and Audra with a lot of loose ends.
Check into my will real fast, will you?
That, my friend, was on the top of my list.
I'll get started on that hearse. You gonna come back here after you pick up the horses?
No, I thought I'd run by the Marquis house, check up on time of arrival of that train.
But we already know that.
Well, I think I should check into it anyway.
You gonna tie up a few loose ends yourself, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
French and pretty?
Hmm.
Good luck.
Nick, buy you a drink?
No, I'm going over to the Marquis' house.
Wait till the Marquis hears you're going. He'll drown you in a bucket of champagne.
Well, now I'm more interested in what the Mademoiselle's gonna do. Toby. Well, Toby, old boy, you can play the big man tonight, even if it's only for one night.
You can count on this team, Nick. Best fire eaters we got.
Just what we need.
Yes, sir. You get them to a fire, they'll take you into it.
All right, then, can you have them at the livery stable, say 5 o'clock tomorrow morning?
You'll have them harnessed, combed, and curried.
Just well rested, thank you. Well, old fella, I'm sure glad you don't know what you're volunteering for. 5 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Mr. Barkley.
Well, Mr. Beckett, could I speak to you a minute?
Well, I hope you won't be offended, Mr. Barkley, but I'm in a hurry. I want to get my hearse out of town as soon as possible.
Well, the fact is, that's just what I want to do for you.
Well, that's very kind, Mr. Barkley, and I'm very grateful, but I don't allow anyone to drive this beauty but me.
Well, Mr. Beckett, I won't waste any more of your time. I guess you're the most important man in Stockton right now.
Me?
Well, you see, the safety of this whole town depends on your help. And you help save it, and everyone in Stockton will be beholden to you till the day they die.
They will? Mr. Barkley, I'll do anything I can.
Well, I knew you'd see it just that way, Mr. Beckett. I'll have the blacksmith get busy on your hearse right away.
My hearse?
We need it to cart nitro to the fire.
Nitro? Oh, Mr. Barkley, please.
Well, now, Mr. Beckett, you've been claiming this hearse gives the smoothest ride in town. Now, you weren't lying to folks now, were you?
I've had no complaints.
Well, this whole town will never forget what you did for them. Like you always say, in their hour of sorrow.
Thought you were going to the auxiliary tea.
Got out of it, told them I had a headache, which would have been true had I gone. I don't suppose you'd like to go in my place.
As my dear mother once told me, don't ask anyone to do anything you wouldn't do yourself.
Uh-huh. And as your dear mother also said, ask a foolish question and you'll get a foolish answer.
Speaking of foolish questions, how many candles do you want on your birthday cake?
Well, as long as I've done enough lying for one day. Put them all on. 26.
26?
Well, you're only as old as you feel. And right now, I feel young enough to start all over again.
What would you change?
Not a thing. Now, what could I improve on? My sons? You?
Oh, there have been a few basic suggestions now and then.
Well, as of this moment, you will do just fine.
Better be careful. I'm going to hold that over your head.
Good idea. Until the next time.
It's Silas. Did our painting arrive?
Yes, ma'am, there it is.
Did Jared see it?
He made Mr. Nick open it up.
What'd he say?
He said Mr. Nick made a fine choice.
I'm going to peek at it.
Oh, you don't have to do that, Miss Audra. Here's what it looks like.
Jared passed on this?
It looks a lot better without the dates and the advertisement.
Oh, she sure will be surprised.